same island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we don't know how big the island is, but he was there.
He was there. He was on Canada, for sure. And you were on Canada.
That's a good excuse. There's probably always a big monster on any continent we're at.
Probably. Yeah.
We're like D&D, it's a safe bet. Yeah.
Well, I thought you meant
It's a
in-
safe bet that
in
nothing
general.
is safe.
Yeah.
Like North America, you know, we have like Bigfoot and stuff. So.
Yeah. It's real, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took no blurry pictures,
Exactly.
but it exists.
But yeah.
If I were to give a bit of feedback to that kind of idea, it would be basically
What are you giving feedback to?
you guys to the idea of there being monsters everywhere. You know how like right now like we have urban myths and legends and stuff like, oh yeah, Bigfoot or Sasquatch or the Yeti or whatever.
It's all the same people.
Imagine if you were on Pangea, like during the Ice Age, where it's like, oh yeah, there's just a fucking woolly mammoth. There were dinosaurs like 10 years ago. Yeah, that.
Saber-tooth
D&D.
tiger.
Hell yeah, dude.
Saber-tooth tiger.
Roar.
Roar.
Alright. Where is my little thing notes? Because I wrote down where everybody was last time. You, Yon, and Faye are all hanging together. And then you are with, I believe his name is Orphean,
Oh, I forgot about
the elf, the drunk elf,
Yeah.
and Hinata hiding under the stairs.
Yes.
Then Slaker and Spiart, Charlie's character, are in the middle of the hall. Then Zion, you were in the middle of the lake, at the bottom of the well, surrounded by sharks.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm just gonna roll for it at this point. Because I think that'll be fun.
That's where I convinced the people that aren't here to be like, oh, let's not check that out.
Alright.
Then you die.
So, Zion, you are surrounded absolutely everywhere by sharks. And they seem to be swimming a little bit faster. And as luck would have it, you happen to have some meat on you. Not on you, literally, because there is that, but in addition, you stole some meat from the locker.
Yes.
And it's just dangling in the water.
I am going to release that meat.
Zion releases the meat. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand. I'm gonna make you roll for that because it could go badly.
I'm taking it out of my pockets before.
Oh no.
Oh, no, the water. Hot dogs in the pocket. I'm so always sunny. Sorry. Hot dogs like in his shirt pocket, yeah.
I got mod 20.
Mod 20?
Hell yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah. Absolutely. So, you gingerly, daintily, carefully, and cautiously release your meat in the pool of water surrounded by sharks. And you're able to kind of like give it a light toss without making a huge swish or anything. You're just kind of able to like make it float really fast away from you. There's a little bit of a wave that kind of washes over, and you can see the sharks are starting to kind of circle a little bit closer to that. They're not full on feeding frenzy, but they're on that edge.
All right. And with that, I will try to find the closest shore and start swimming towards it. Or do I know of the closest shore?
Roll perception.
Perception.
Whoa, we have a viewer.
Is it
Might be. Charlie, are you viewing?
Are you cleaning water?
He's breaking in and out, is what he said.
Uh,
I asked if you were watching the stream. Is the phone call helpful at all?
I don't know. It's like sound session.
Hello?
so
Website, yeah. Fuck that up. Well, I'm supposed to start watching the new season, but I haven't, so I'm like, nah, is it?
Dude, I've always seen it twice.
What are you watching so many times?
It's like revenge.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out.
It's a good one.
It's impressive.
Just the third season. I watched the rest of it like 4 times.
Oh, just one time.
Discord crashed.
Ooh.
It's impressive.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Right?
My Discord crashed as I was adjusting my mic. Does it sound better now?
Sounds a lot clearer.
Yay! Alright, cool. So, Zion, roll perception for the store.
15.
15? Okay. You're able to get a light scope of your surroundings. It kind of helps that there is some light kind of coming in from above. You kind of zoom around and it looks like basically, I just have this marker. It kind of looks like
It's the weirdest one.
the cave kind of goes like this, and there's the water over here. You're probably like here, roughly, and it looks like the cave wall kind of does that, and then there's like a large door over this way. You can't quite see what's happening with it, just because it is kind of far, but that's generally what you can kind of see in the area.
I guess I'll have to go for the door.
All right. Yeah. You go ahead and roll. Actually, better question. How do you get there? How would you like to get there?
I'm in the water, right?
Yes.
So either way, I have to swim.
Yes, but how? That's the what I'm getting at.
I used to leave cautiously.
Oh, that kind of how.
Yeah. Oh.
How?
I pull a hover boat.
Can I fly? Yeah.
Jet ski.
I'm gonna try to go cautiously.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth then.
I know I'm jet ski.
I got 10.
10?
Oh no! You dropped it. Don't drop that.
There we go.
Hey!
Don't drop that.
Don't drop that dirt.
Don't drop that. Faster, faster, faster.
Alright. So, as you're moving along, you are very cautiously, very slowly, and very calculated with all of your movements. You're very slow. And as you're scooting along, you feel that there are a couple of sharks that kind of like, one of them brushes up against you. There's another two that you can just kind of feel water moving past you, like you know that they're swimming nearby, but they don't seem to like take immediate note of you. That said, you continue along your way when suddenly you feel a brush up against the other side of your leg as you're moving along, and it seems like the whatever's touching you, it's not going away. If that makes sense.
Well, that's kinky.
Woo!
What do you do?
Ooh. What can I do?
I'm letting it go slow mo right now. So you get a few seconds to think.
Okay. I'm gonna cast dancing lights
Okay?
into a humanoid shape,
Okay?
and then have it kind of like act like it's about to swim the opposite direction I'm swimming.
Okay. All right. So as you start to cast dancing lights, you have the humanoid shape starting to go away, and as it's starting to move, you feel the shark kind of digging at, not biting, just kind of pushing, applying pressure on the area where you held the drumstick,
Ooh.
and then just as you feel it start to kind of move a little bit over your leg and further down its snout, you see it kind of, and then start swimming over towards your light.
Ah. Ah.
No.
No. So with that, I'm gonna try to continue on while trying to maintain that humanoid to keep distracting them.
Okay. Yeah, you continue on. Go ahead and roll stealth again for me. Actually, no, roll dex. Roll dex.
I got 17.
17?
Mm.
Nice. So, as you kind of continue along your way, suddenly you feel very quick, underneath you, and you start to hear and lots of splashing and kind of a frenzy happening behind you a little bit of a distance away in the direction of where you threw the meat.
Am I getting closer to the shore?
You're 3/4 of the way there.
Okay, I'm just gonna book it now.
Okay, time to go.
Time to
Alright, go
go.
ahead and roll athletics.
I got 13.
Nice. Alright, yeah. You managed to make it just to the shoreline. You can feel the water overall is starting to kind of churn, almost like a boiling bath of just blood and sharks. And as it's churning and spinning and everything like that, you definitely feel another fin at least touch the edge of your foot, but it doesn't seem interested in you. It just kind of seems to just be frantic movement kind of out and about until finally you make it into the center of this larger room. Now that you're a little bit closer, you can kind of see the door seems to be slightly cracked open. Yeah. Meanwhile, hi.
Hey.
You are with
Oh, wow.
the elf hiding behind a couple of barrels, one of which is kind of empty now and spilt a little bit all over the floor because of Phil's drinking. And there is there's quite a bit of sticky residue just floating here or there between someone stepping in it, someone's hands were covered in it, and they set it somewhere, so on and so forth. And Hinata is just kind of cowering over in the corner, just I was told and here I am, basically.
Okay. Can I still hear Bjart and the other Slaker and whoever else is out there?
You hear them
They're up
walk
the
out,
stairs?
and you hear them walk out, and then they're starting to go up the stairs, and it's starting to get more faint.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna start to follow after them with my red cup of wine.
Okay, roll perception. Okay. So, as you are kind of making your way along, you're very slowly, very kind of cautiously stepping over towards the door, like.
Yeah.
Orphel and Hanada are just kind of like hiding behind the barrel still, and one of them you can definitely hear like, "No, come back," you know, underneath their breath, like, come back, don't go out there, what are you doing? You're not quite sure which one it is because they're both kind of frantic about it and a little bit higher pitch.
Can I see anything happen?
You kind of turn around, and when you do, you basically just turn the corner to, or turn around your shoulder just to kind of like glance directly at them, like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
nothing's really changed. You haven't gone very far. But yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna continue kind of following after Slaker and Spirit wherever they went.
Okay. Cool. So you continue stepping on over towards the hallway, and you're about to turn the corner around the door. Go ahead and roll perception for me.
Okay, that's a 7.
7?
Yeah. It's not going well.
Alright. Basically, you just hear a loud thunk from behind you. That's about it. From back in the storage area.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go back down to the storage area
Okay.
to see what that was.
Alright, so basically, you just kind of turn around and go back into the room.
Yeah.
And when you do, you notice that it would appear Orifel and Hinata are no longer there.
Yeah, I should have that
And where there was a wall, there looks like there's now a piece of stone wall that's just kind of risen up, and there's now a door here. This is kind of the storage room area.
I want to try and find Slaker and Spirit
Okay, so you just
faster.
go
Like, I'm
out,
like, yeah.
out back into the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slaker!
Alright. Are you just shouting in the
Yeah.
hallway?
Yeah.
Slaker! Slaker! Slaker!
Yeah.
Alright. More on that in a second. Toes. You, Yon, and Faye are hanging out in the kind of cavernous area just outside the door. Faye is trying to walk back towards the door and where that large pond is where you kind of woke up.
Yeah.
What do you do?
That's where I'm gonna go. Cause we heard that noise earlier, right? Of like the. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will go investigate.
Alright. Cool. So, as you guys are kind of going along, Yon kind of starts stepping over next to Faye, and Faye looks at him and goes, You go first. I don't want to go first. Yon's just like, very well, and then just kind of taps his shield, and it just lights up like a glowtorch just in the middle of the area, and there is a giant kind of light gleaming off of it through the crack in the door where you guys heard the sound, and he just kind of turns towards you, flashing the light the whole way through. It's just like, am I going alone or are you accompanying me?
Right behind you. Go through the door.
Very well. And then flashes back. Zion, you see the door is literally like glowing on the edges, and it's a fluctuating light. shining on the other side of this door that you're running towards, away from the sharks, but now as you're getting closer, it's starting to glow on the edges.
How?
You hear that?
I assume I know it's Zion, based on his voice.
I mean, you can play that, or you can not. It's up to you.
Alright, I'll just keep playing. Hello!
Father?
Of course, son.
I didn't know you had a son.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Very well. If you want to roll deception, you can. Oh, well, alright.
It's a. Let me check my mod. Well, it's a 16 without a mod.
Okay.
Let me check with it.
It all comes down to the mods.
Okay, it's a 19.
I think Jan doesn't have a huge insight roll.
Good thing his wisdom's low, even though his charisma's high. So you might have tricked me.
So, for Jan,
Yeah.
he rolled a 16 too. His wisdom is -2,
Oh.
but he's proficient in insight, which means that his roll, that was a 16 with mods,
It's 19.
is a 16.
Oh, it's still 16. Oh, shit. That's right.
So he's like, interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be my kid.
So he starts to step through the door. Zion, you see a very heavily armored figure with a shield gleaming of light, just shining like a beacon in the darkness, straight at you. A lot of you, as you kind of start to enter this room, you hear like churning of water just endlessly going at it, just almost like someone turned on a faucet or a river is flowing nearby.
Gotcha. I don't remember that noise. What the hell's going on here? Faye, did you do something when you fell in the water?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Alright, it's like I'm gonna believe that. Faye, you're always lying. I'm the only
What?
one who
No,
tells the truth.
you're always lying. You're full of shit.
Yeah, that's not at all true. Anyway, let's not argue about it. Let's take a look at it. Let's investigate.
Okay.
You're my dad.
Oh my god, my actual son.
Jan just looks at the two of you. He's like, what?
He's not my dad.
I didn't think he was. So where is your son?
It's a good question. Maybe we'll find him.
Zion, have you seen a small child run by?
No, I've only seen sharks.
You say
His
my son
eyebrows
was eaten
raised.
by sharks?
You might as well, Ben.
Let's
You leave him in Wales with sharks.
try to make a superhero out of him.
You see Jan just kind of like start looking around the cave, and then as he's looking around, the shield eventually shines in the middle of this pool of water, which is now horribly, horribly red, and it's still churning with lots of fins just flashing in and out of the water. Jan looks over there, he's like, I believe I found sharks.
Well, at least they're in the water, as sharks have to be, so we're okay for now. Just not go in the water. It's pretty easy. Where all these sharks come from? I don't understand. There's no sharks a minute ago. And then Faye falls in the water. And now Zion's here. What's going on?
I found on a well
From where?
up there.
Alright,
Yeah, after you pushed me.
Excuse me?
You pushed me.
You fell in.
No.
Don't lie to me. You jumped in.
No, you pushed me in.
I tried to take you out. Of the well.
Case in point. Jan just like looks between the two of you and is just like, I believe we're a mischievous group.
We're just playing pranks on each other. We have a mission. We're looking for Hannibal. Harold. Spencer.
What?
Who are we here for? I
Faye's
took
like,
a concussion
Faye's
to
like,
the brain.
Faye just looks at the two of you and is just like, I think we were here for, I don't know why we're here. I'll be honest. I forget.
Zion?
I found out a well.
No, we took a boat with that lady with the third eye that I don't like, but that's fine. Because she knows everything. I don't like it. Anyway, and we were looking for somebody. That's why we split up, remember? How do I remember this? I had a concussion moments ago.
Jan's like, I recall this. I think we were looking for this small child, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
my son.
Wait, you have a son here?
Yes, yeah. We just talked about that before we.
I didn't
discovered
know that it
Zion.
was your son.
Totally. We'll find out about it. I don't know. We'll do a paternity test. We don't know yet. We're just checking for a kid. Possibly my son.
Possibly
I totally
your
have.
son.
Yeah.
Alright.
I have a kid, by the way.
How do you know if it's not your son?
I'll look at it.
Is it the horns or?
Yeah, I'll look at it. There's a lot of things. Who knows? I don't necessarily know if he has horns or not.
Have you not met your own son?
That's a good question. We'll get into that.
Faye's just sitting there like,
Do we have dark tunnels to explore? Is your flashlight on?
It's your flashlight.
I mean, if it's all the same to you, I think that, like, if there's a bunch of sharks, there has to be something cool there. Also, how the sharks get in here? Also, if the sharks are in here, wouldn't there be, like, some way for the water to get in here?
When did Faye get so smart?
That's right. Yeah. You know what? That's a great idea. Let's check out the water. Jan, put your shield in there and look around.
I would rather not.
It's metal. You'll be fine. I'm not.
Yeah, but
metal.
they're sharks.
Yeah, but you're wearing metal. You'll be all right.
They'll eat metal.
Sharks don't eat metal.
What are you talking about?
You ever seen a shark eat anything metal for any
Yeah,
reason?
that's how boats sink. Faye just, like, nods in agreement.
Yeah, but the boats have like fish in them or something, and that's like the reason. You have nothing underneath that armor of value.
Whoa. Hold on a second. I'm of value. As of each and every one of you.
Listen, put your shield in the lake or the water.
Faye just looks at the lot of you and is just like, I mean, right now the sharks are kind of distracted.
Yeah, they're going on a frenzy. Well, that's a distraction. You put
Yeah,
more
on the
fresh
other
meat
side of
there.
the lake.
All right.
I say the other side. I mean, it's decently sized. It's bigger than the well that Zion pushed me in.
I didn't push you down the well.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I didn't. Don't be so
Is that Z formation? I'm proud of you. Z for Zion.
Zion formation.
Zion formation. Oh my gosh.
All right, well, Faye, how about you stick your head in? It's just
Fine.
Fine.
And then she like walks over to the water and just like you can tell that there's a lot of angst involved with it, where she just basically what you know the bird that just like that just sticks it straight into the water.
Put some light in there. Now, what do you see? Taking a good look, aren't you?
The bubble stop.
I think he's trying to kill
Maybe
himself.
Faye is drowning. Yeah. All right, let's pull her out.
I run up and try to pull her out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll strength.
Oh wow.
I know.
18.
18?
I'm suggesting things.
Nice.
People learn.
Go ahead and roll charisma save.
Shit, what's running your ears?
Mod 1.
What? Oh
Fine.
no!
Cool.
That's all right.
She's gonna die.
Faye starts
Really
gasping for air like
Mom!
Faye tried to drown herself. Huh?
God,
Well,
wait,
Cameron's
I've been all
gone,
alone.
and Grayson's gone, and you're here, and Charlie's gone.
I'm with like 5 other people by myself. I'm so
It's
sorry.
true.
No,
Nobody's
we're
in your group.
I
Yeah.
know.
I just like,
Think about it.
I knew that this was gonna be this way, because everyone at least told me ahead of time. That's the key. If I don't know, I'd be upset.
True.
I'm gonna be more sketchy from here on out because of work.
Okay.
Just so you know.
That's not
Watch
cool.
it. Watch it.
Give me posted.
I will.
All I need.
Did you say?
More
Who's
squad
that?
show. This is just
Charlie, he's Skyping in.
You're Skyping in?
Well, Discord in.
Oh.
Sniping.
Oh,
Skyping.
Hi, Charlie.
That was
Look
weird.
at that
Yeah.
2 minutes later.
Flashbacks of Connor.
Yeah.
All of them.
Where is he?
Yeah, at least we can see Connor.
No, we couldn't see him, and we couldn't even hear him for that matter.
After
We
Star
can see him
Wars.
sometimes. Yeah. Well, after Star Wars.
See him sometimes.
Well, not after Star Wars.
Anyway, if you want,
No, I can't.
so Faye is gasping for air and is just like, what happened? What did I miss? Why was I in the water? My hair's all wet now.
Of course I missed.
What did you see?
The light at the end of the tunnel. I was gonna die in there. Are you serious?
What do you mean? I told you to put your head in the water to look for the clues. the
Okay,
treasure.
I don't remember any of that. I'm pretty sure that one of you's trying to drown me.
Yeah, Zion. You told us already.
There's so
Trying to take herself out.
You
That
hear,
would be surprising.
she's, yeah, I'm trying to take her out.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's what you hear instead of what Zion just said.
What the hell's going on?
What?
I'm very angry today.
What?
I'm not angry, you're angry.
I'm not. Listen, I know I yell a lot, but I'm not
not
angry.
listening.
I know you're not angry.
Yeah.
Right, you're making me. Now I am angry.
Why are you angry?
Perhaps we should all try to, keep our heads.
Who's that? Thanks.
It's a good idea.
That was Aaron.
So
Oh,
anyway,
you got more
Faye,
pillows.
what did you see?
I don't know why you keep assuming I saw something. I don't remember like the last 10 minutes.
Well, round 2, you're the only one with a wet head. Just dunk it back in.
No, are you kidding me? I almost just died.
There's nothing. I'll get you
I
out
was
sooner.
spitting up water.
I didn't know you know how to hold your breath. I'm sorry. This
I'll
time.
do it.
I'll do it. What was that?
I'll do it.
Alright.
Zion goes
Your head.
blah blah blah.
Are you not in control of your character? Oh,
Well, not completely.
I just typed in Mids dash
See, Faye, now
Zion.
that's how you hold your breath.
That's Zion.
Let a lot of air out again. What the fuck is wrong?
Well, to
with
be
you?
fair, he is a lot smaller.
He is a lot smaller.
Alright, Zion.
Jan just kind of like looks at you for a second and is just like, maybe this is a not great course of action.
Okay. Do something.
Well, I was thinking maybe, I don't know, we could get a boat.
Yeah, good idea. Where?
What happened to
Hold on, and then I grab Zion and I like lift him out and I'm like,
You go to grab Zion, he's not there.
Well, they're like
Fuck.
underwater.
You
so
see
like
the water,
disappears?
Oh, we're separate.
you see the water ripple away from you.
Like he's no like he like
Together.
submerged
Yeah.
himself?
Maybe.
Oh shit.
We're still in the cave.
Alright, shield now, light, Zion's gone.
Like you just asked for Jan's shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of like motions it, but he won't let go of it.
I'm just like holding it and I'm like trying to angle it down. I'm like, shine it at the water.
The water's so reflective, I can't see much.
Just put it in the water, like I suggested earlier. I'll put my head in.
I don't want it to get wet. It'll rust. And the sharks will eat it.
You can dry it. Oh my God, Zion's missing.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm just gonna jump in the water.
Okay, you jump into the water, you land on Faye, who's now in the water.
What are you doing in the water?
She's under the water.
Everybody's trying to kill themselves.
Like, oh my God. I'm just gonna start like pulling her up by her face. I'm just gonna go like this and start like shoving it upwards. And I'm just gonna go like this and like reach around with my other hand. Like,
Where's the gnome? Where's the gnome? It looks like the water is getting drastically deeper the further you walk forward. You're just bringing all the chairs.
You know, I'm the only tall one.
So it's fine.
The only tall chair.
Oh, hey now.
Besides the DM.
Oh, hey now.
Besides the GM.
Anyway, so you feel the water, the bottom of the pool is getting exponentially deeper as you kind of like continue stepping forward. You're trying to like reach around for Zion, but you're not able to kind of like touch anywhere. And then as you kind of continue along, suddenly you see lights in a vaguely humanoid shape over like on one side of the pool of water, and there are a lot of sharks in this water.
Jesus Christ. Am I above water right now?
You're
my
like
head?
at your neck.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, Jan, take Faye, don't let her go, she's a lunatic.
Very well. And he grabs on her and just refuses to let go.
Okay, good. And then I'm gonna dive.
He's kicking and sputtering.
I'm gonna dive underwater. Do I see anything because of the light under, like the humanoid light shape?
There are a lot of sharks, first and foremost. Go ahead and roll perception.
Leveled up. It's 22, modded 22.
Nice. As you're looking around in this brief moment, you notice that Zion is definitely like swimming towards the other side of the pool, and then like it looks like he just got up from air and is going back under and is going further down. The sharks that are swimming around, they're starting to like almost separate a little bit and make some way for Zion. As you're looking around, you notice that the sharks don't have black eyes like a doll's eyes, but they're actually very human.
Retreat. Did you talk to the sheep?
Take a quick look. Well, I guess that sounds like a terrible idea. I guess I'd swim after them. There's like sharks everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Out of like weird curiosity, because like he's approaching this light, it seems kind of ritualistic. I kind of like cautiously approach.
Okay.
Whilst holding the breath.
Alright. You hold on to your breath and continue swimming. Go ahead and roll athletics for going through the water.
Have you been through it? It doesn't look that pretty all the time. But it's still pretty cool.
It's 18.
18? Cool. Zion, roll Constitution for me, because you're holding your breath.
Sorry, I got the roll. Oh, yeah, there we go. 15.
15? Cool. Alright. Meanwhile, Slaker
Yeah.
and Spiart. The two of you are cautiously walking up the stairs. Who of you is going first?
Probably me.
Okay. Slaker is going in front of you, the half-orc in front of the dragonborn. And as the two of you kind of approach the top of the stairs, it looks like it kind of turns to the left. And you see a couple of large metal doors in front of you.
I'll go and knock on them.
Conk, conk. They just start to move with the pounding of your
I
fist.
stick my hand through the doorway and say, Spiart.
The air greets your hand in the manner most swift.
I turn around to the dragonborn behind me and say, Spiart.
Charlie, can you hear?
What is it?
What is it? He says.
Darkness.
Can I touch light?
You can if you would like.
Are you asking Slaker?
Would like that light.
Alright, he casts light. Are you just having it kind of like come out of your hand, or are you casting it on any object on you, or what?
Like an object in the door now.
I have no idea what you just said. Arrow? He casts it in the room, is what he says. Alright.
I poked my head through the door. Do you want me to wait?
Just pull it up. Light. So, to cast light, you have to touch an object. No bigger than 10 feet in any dimension. Yeah, that's about it. So basically, yeah, it has to be on some kind of a small object. So think like lighting up a torch, as an example. So what do you cast light on? What's around? There's a couple of doors right in front of you in Slaker. There's whatever you have on your person if you want to cast light on something in your inventory.
And there's Slaker.
There's Slaker. Slaker herself is a creature, but you can try to touch something on Slaker.
When I was a tiefling, I always lit up my horns.
He touches your axe, and it starts to light up.
Do I have an axe? I do have an axe.
Yeah.
Aha! I thrust it through the doorway.
Alright.
What do I see?
The room in front of you lights up, and as you kind of continue on, it looks like it's starting to get just a little bit darker. It's not like completely dark, but through some of the windows, it looks like it might be dusk or something outside. So,
Oh, we can see outside now?
well, in this room, there's a couple windows.
Spiart! Oh.
But that said, as far as the room itself goes, it looks like there's lots of smaller doors made out of wood, and it looks like there's a couple of tables in the middle of the room, and then maybe like more doors on the other side of the room. Spiart, as somebody who understands what normal things are, you see a couple of cupboards and a couple of tables. It looks like you guys might have walked out of like a meat locker door or something.
Do I smell any fresh meat? That is not strong enough. Insight, right? Or investigation? Perception?
Perception or survival?
It's a 4.
4? No, nothing fresh.
But besides spirit.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you?
I turn around and shout, Spiart! I see the outsides!
Spiart, what do you do? I'm hoping it was from yours.
You do.
Slaker turns towards you and goes, Spiart, we can see the outside, because there's a couple of windows that lead outdoors.
Lost in translation.
between like some of the pantry doors where
The outside.
this
turned into the outside.
kitchen kind of is.
Lost in translation.
It looks like it's a bigger kitchen, not like a household kitchen, but like for a large number of people, like this would be some kind of like lunchroom type kitchen. As far as things go, there are several pantry doors, and then on the far end of the kitchen, it looks like there's a couple of metal doors.
And windows.
Two very small window slits. What is that typing?
I don't know. Surely Slaker knows what windows are by now.
Let's go through the metal door. He points to the other side of the room.
Okay. And then I run past him back towards the stairs, and I run halfway down the stairs, and I shout underneath the stairs, "We found the outsides, we're going through the metal door." And I walk back up and fall in behind
Okay,
Stuart.
you do not do that,
Oh.
because halfway through that, Twiggy, what do you shout?
Slaker! Spiart?
Spiart. I may or may not have lost the other two.
What?
They're gone, and there's a new doorway.
You told me I could
There's
eat
a
them!
new doorway. I never said you could eat them.
You told me I could eat them, not just that you could eat them!
I didn't. Why would I come tell you that I ate them?
No, you're lying to me.
I
Because you
wouldn't-
did eat them.
No, I didn't eat them. I don't eat people.
What kind of monster are you?
Okay, we're gonna get into that one later. That is a loaded topic.
No one is eating anyone, but whoever is probably attacking us.
So Spiart, don't freak out, but I sort of lost Hanada and Orfold.
Okay, well, I found the outsides, we're going through the middle door, and I run back up to Spiart.
Well, Spiart, do we need to find Hanada?
I texted him in case he can't hear you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where my mic sensitivity is with regards to that. You what?
Long story short, Hanada is missing.
She ate him!
I don't eat
Children.
creatures, beings, children. There's a whole lot of words that could fit at the end of that sentence.
Just not a period.
My sentences rarely have periods. Period.
You lost Hanada, start running after Hanada!
Okay, so, and then I just start running back to where I saw the doorway.
She starts running down the stairs and into the storage room area where the underneath the stairs is.
I drag my lit great axe behind me, trudging down each individual
The
stair.
axe is like boom, boom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. On top of that, it's really bright, so it's like taking a picture every time it crashes onto the first step.
Slaker.
As you
Why
guys
do you have a
are
woman
running down the
conspicuous?
stairs, Spiart goes, "Where is he?"
Did you miss the part where I said he's missing?
She ate him.
I did not eat him.
I
Did not.
Oh, hi, Mar. Oh, hi, Spiart.
Oh, hi, Spiart. Real twist. Oh, hi, Hanada.
Wow. Anyway, so you guys run into the storage area, and Slaker and Spiart roll perceptions for me.
I'm gonna do better this time. Do better. 13.
13? Okay. Spiart?
got to get a washer, huh?
He keeps telling me what he's actually getting one.
Slicker, you walk into the room and you basically immediately notice that there seems to be part of the wall moved and there's now a door there. It's kind of weird. It's over, like,
Did we grow a second bathroom?
you see a door there.
That's not technically how bathrooms work.
Spiarts does not see that. What do you see?
A second bathroom.
What?
Well, first the bathroom was there, and now it's there and there.
You sure it's a bathroom?
What's a bathroom?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought. A bathroom is a large room filled with water.
Let's make sure it's a bathroom. Spiart starts walking over towards the door to kind of like creak it open.
I'm gonna open this up now. D&D.
What have you
A bathroom is a large room filled with water.
You mean like a pool?
No, a bathroom.
You mean like the Titanic?
A bathroom.
Spiart, do you open the door or are you just walking over towards it? Forgive me if I make assumptions, but I think I'm making reasonable assumptions. You said let's make sure it's a bathroom, and I assume that you're walking over to check if it is.
I can't prove it.
Alright, are you just walking over to it or are you opening the door?
Why do you hate me, guys? Okay, well you're rolling on that side from now on.
Roll perception,
Who?
Spiart.
Is he going through the door?
The two of you are discussing bathrooms. He's walking over towards the door to try to take a peek.
Bathrooms come in small sizes and large sizes. Sometimes there's a window. Sometimes there's not.
Hello?
And how does the water stay in?
Oh,
Sometimes there's not a window.
But
sometimes there's a wall.
there's a wall. When there is a window. What are balls?
Skeet, 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 skeet.
Not a dress?
Skeet, skeet, goddamn.
These are much better a month ago.
Oh, the cheese balls? The crack. Like, I want to say I went through like a fifth of that thing. And went, oh my god. Alright. Oh, he disconnected. Hello.
If we went to a small theater to see a band, would you be able to do that? The Gothic theater? Half Alive?
Hello?
No.
Half alive, you say?
Hello.
Hey, he's back. Okay, cool. So, you walk over towards the door and you take a peek inside. Go ahead and roll perception.
No. The new album just dropped. It's so good.
Like another one? Or the one that dropped?
Now,
11.
11?
why? You doomed us all.
On purpose.
See? Oh, goody. So, he creaks the door open just. And when he does, he kind of takes a look on in. I'm just going to message him.
Have you heard of the album? It's so good. Listen to Trust and Preach It was my favorites. Okay. I'll be waiting on Charlie.
I messaged him what he sees. He starts running into the doorway and he yells, "Follow me!"
Is he close enough to grab?
Roll to hit, disadvantage. He's a little bit distant, but you might be able to like lunge it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. You're supposed to be my good one! With strength and proficiency?
Yeah.
10.
10? No. You start to like reach out after him and he's already like through the door and charging down.
Well? What? I scoop up Twiggy in a bridle carry and run through the door. I don't want to go!
Shoot. I don't know if you allow that to happen or not.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. All right. You guys start running down the corridor. Meanwhile, Faye and Jan are by themselves. Yay.
You did that on purpose.
Toes and Zion. No, it just kind of ended up happening that way. This is nice. Toes and Zion. Zion, you're swimming through water, and as you continue along, you hear a very faint. Zion, you hear a very faint kind of like choir-like echo start to kind of fill your head a little bit, like. Just echoing through.
Does anyone else hear that?
Underwater.
You're still swimming in the direction you are. You're not
Like, do I notice I'm still
Yeah.
like swimming in the water?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Toes, you see him continuing to swim, and the sharks, instead of kind of like spiraling in a school, you see them kind of starting to almost form a line, almost kind of behind him, like following along. It's instead of you like swimming into just a bunch of sharks swirling around, you're now almost swimming alongside them behind Zion.
Are they paying me any attention?
They don't seem to be.
Do I hear the chanting?
No. You hear literally just do that. That's what you hear underwater.
This sucks. I guess for now, I'll cautiously keep following along and observing.
Okay, go ahead and roll con.
Just for the breath sake.
Yeah.
That was a flat roll, didn't go anywhere. So I'm pretty sure this is just a
Wait, I didn't know that. Oh. I was like, oh my gosh.
What's that, 7?
C7? Cool. So, before you see Zion continuing to swim forward, and then suddenly you just see like that humanoid-shaped light just kind of vanish, and then there's like a faint green one that kind of fills your entire vision in front of you, almost as if it was kind of a wall, and it just kind of zooms past Zion and a lot of the sharks. You are starting to drown a little bit, and so take 3 points of damage when this light starts swimming up towards you, essentially. What do you do in reaction?
I'll swim up to the surface.
Swim up?
Yeah.
Okay. You start swimming up towards the surface. It meets you before you get there, and as you're swimming up, suddenly there's no more water around you, and you fall. Take 2 damage from falling. As you kind of thunk hard on the ground underneath this lake, kind of in the middle of this cavern.
Jan or Faye around,
or
No.
Zion, so I'm completely different location.
Well, Zion's there.
Oh.
And there's a bunch of the sharks, except they're standing upright on their tail fins.
So I can speak though, because I'm not underwater anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, give him a shout, Zion's
Zion, you hear this?
name.
I turn around. Tess!
What's going on, man?
You see Toes kind of in the midst of a bunch of your friends.
Not much. What's happening?
You should come on over here. Get away from those sharks.
There's no sharks.
What sharks?
Sharks, literally all, they're standing up all around you.
Do you hear that music?
Now that you're kind of like looking around, you can definitely tell it's all your friends kind of, humming together in a very like joyous union.
Why are you guys doing a ritual?
You don't hear that.
Literally, I'm just me standing here, and I'm not humming, I'm talking.
I think you're talking, but why is everyone else humming?
Toes, you don't hear that.
Who? Who's everyone else? There's nobody else here.
Toes, you don't hear that.
Oh, I don't even hear him speaking.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna be like,
He just kind of like stares at you and smiles.
hey, Zion. Yeah. What the fuck? Alright, I'm just gonna throw my mace at him.
That's Zion?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, go on ahead.
Roll the hit.
Can I see him?
Ooh,
Getting ready to
man,
throw?
just I threw my mace out of nowhere. That was a 2 on the hit.
There's a 2.
Yeah.
You basically just kind of drop your mace just straight on the floor. Thunk, thunk, thunk. It keeps thunking as if it's percussion. Thunk, 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 thunk,
Do I hear that?
Yeah, you actually do hear that one. Zion, you hear percussion now with all of the humming and singing and whatever.
Can I start clapping and maybe have them see me clapping again?
Sure.
Alright, Zion, you're doing weird shit again. I need you to stop.
I can't hear any of that, right?
You can hear him.
Oh, okay. What weird shit?
You're smiling at me and clapping. Did I hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a creepy smile and you're clapping. Just come over here away from the sharks. And
No, come over here. The water's fine.
Well. And pick up my mace that's on the ground.
Yep.
I'll pick it up. And then I can't throw it again.
Okay. You try to chuck it at Zion.
Yeah.
Roll the hit.
It's 9 plus, wait, plus your modifier, right? Or no? Not for hit.
Plus Dex if you're throwing it because it would be you're throwing it. You don't
Okay,
add
so we're-
proficiency because it's not technically a ranged weapon.
Okay, so
7?
7.
Okay.
It's probably the same thing.
Basically, you instead of just outright dropping it, this time you actually do try to like throw it. It makes it like halfway across. As it is going through the air, it collapses onto the ground, but the momentum of it keeps going, and you basically see like a shadow of the mace
Drag.
kind of
So,
like
it
keep
thuds on the
going.
ground and then, like, there would
No,
be
so like you have the mace falls, and then there's like an outline of that mace that's still going in that kind of greenish glow, and it keeps going towards Zion, who catches it.
I'm gonna reach up and grab my face and be like, am I still wearing that fucking mask? And like, I feel like I'm in a nightmare right now. And I just like start pulling on my face. I'm gonna check my pockets to see if it's there. I assume it's
To
not.
check if the
Yeah.
mask is there. The mask is there.
I'm gonna be like, what is going on?
Zion, you caught a megaphone.
A megaphone?
Yeah, it's a megaphone.
Cool.
It seems to start turning into a megaphone when it's in his hand.
Oh shit. Hey Zion, I'm getting an impression. Something's not right.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I've never felt more alive!
Alright, cool with the minor illusions, man. Just get us out of here.
All the sharks start clapping to the beat.
It takes a little bit more than a minor illusion to pull up. I'm just gonna
It's just
approach
imagine like left
Zion,
shark.
I'm gonna approach
you
my
can
house.
fly.
Fuck.
Do I start like lifting myself out of water?
Just
Mary Poppins style.
What? Yeah. When can I do this?
I'm gonna run over and try to grab his legs.
okay. You sprint through the crowd to try to catch his legs. Go ahead and roll melee to hit to grapple.
Good day.
That's an 8.
8.
Yeah.
You basically try to like reach and he like inadvertently kicks your hands away. As he continues kind of floating up, you notice that his skin seems to be like bubbling a little bit, and he's starting to turn almost a purplish color.
I'm gonna back away. I'm gonna go sort of back away from the sharks and Zion.
All of the sharks that are behind you, as you start backing away, you kind of are you just backing
I'm
in
looking
reverse?
up and reversing as well.
Okay, cool. As you're kind of backing away, all the sharks that were in your peripheral before are not sharks anymore. They look like a bunch of people with like different of different shapes and sizes. Most of them seem to look like they're human, but all of them have like a relatively greenish glow, with the exception of their shirts, which are very kind of brownish orange.
Go. Shit, it's the chanting people.
This is some weird Studio Ghibli
do
shit.
they acknowledge me all?
They seem to be like cheering and hollering for whatever's happening in the middle of the room.
Are they physical if I reach out and touch them?
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get physical.
They're not even there.
Nope. Like you feel a little bit of cold and almost a windy
Did
chill.
I feel Zion at all when I reached for his leg? Do I know that he's physical?
Yeah, Zion's still physical. Oh, like it's starting to get like really almost hype with all of the choir music. You're starting to now hear it, Toes. The chanting and
I'm gonna cast silence.
silence.
Yeah.
All right, tell me how and where.
Around all of us, the ghosts that are chanting, and on Zion and me, if we're all in that bubble.
In the 20-foot radius.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I go spray the bird?
No, that's Joel's
Get
over there.
attacked.
So you
Joel's like,
so
"Oh, hang on."
Toes, you cast silence in the middle of the room. Suddenly, everything stops.
Is that the bird?
And in the middle of the room, you see everyone is still like motioning and hollering and cheering kind of, but there's no noise happening. And they start to kind of like slow down a little bit as they realize that there's no noise happening. And they're very like confused and looking at each other like. And then in the center of the room in front of you, you see Zion. He's still like bubbling and turning purple, and you start to see like random pieces of jewelry start to like grow out of his skin a little bit. He's starting to look like a lot bigger than he was. Like he's a lot more muscular, and he looks like he's a lot taller and more broad than his smaller wizard form. Smaller gnomish form. Zion, what are you doing?
Turning into a giant. That's what it is. Do I notice myself turning into this?
Yes. Well,
There's no noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look? Do I register that agony when I look up at him?
Only on his face.
Wait.
His body is kind of like,
Yeah, I was like feeling it.
yeah. And then when you see it go, you hear a loud and suddenly you just hear noise kind of rush through and wind blows past all of your guys' faces and Zion falls out of this body and in its place you see basically a large pectoral mass with like gold bracers and like a gold belt with jewels on it. It's got kind of these like bluish tattoos kind of scattered around all the different parts of its body, and it seems to be like almost juggling a greenish and pinkish. It kind of cycles through energy around it, and it has a very circular head with a gold and bejeweled collar. Its face looks very kind of plain and almost sad. With on the front of it, it has a very like diamond shape kind of growing out of its skin. And when the noise all comes back, it looks back at you and it's like, so, what can I do for the two of you? Come on, it sounds like they're being a little shy. Let's give them a round of applause. Everyone starts cheering and hollering. Yeah! Start losing their goddamn minds.
So what's going on here? It's a big old trick there, Zion.
It flies right up next to you and it like shrinks down to your size and just kind of leans on your shoulder and goes, look, here's what's basically the gist of the deal. What we have here is a bunch of people that are kind of stuck here. They've got nowhere to go. I, for one, used to be known as Kubona. It was great. It was magnificent. I loved it. Yeah, this, I don't know if you're aware of the story of this island, but let's just say wartime is not a good time, and everybody here was meant to serve, and now they served their sentence. And, yeah, we're a little bit unaccomplished, so we have a lot of entertainment.
Right. Good to see you're not violent. Thought you were gonna kill somebody.
Well, let me rephrase that. As far as things go, no, we're not actively looking to hurt anybody. But, like, there has to be some kind of corporeal essence involved in, maintaining our bodily form. Usually it's fish. It's mainly fish. We eat a lot of fish. There's not a lot else to eat around this island. Have you seen, like, a lot of plants or farmland or anything? No, it's fish. Lots of fish. Sharks are great. Yeah.
No, I never had a shark.
You've never had a shark? Like
I've
as a
been
pet
here
or
for-
a friend or nothing like that?
No.
How dare you?
What?
So, you, my small, wonderful friend, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Sorry about what happened with you and your friend, but it was kind of fun, and everybody was hooting and hollering, and no one got hurt. That's the key thing. It was very entertaining.
Can I look around for Faye, see if she's still alive?
Faye's not in here.
Faye's not here.
No, Faye's not in the room.
Where's Faye?
Just like a prank, right?
Well, like a little bit. Mostly, yeah. It was a prank.
Okay, alright. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Faye, I don't know. So what's up then? What
So-
really happened?
Well, generally speaking, as far as things go, and then he just kind of like cracks his knuckles in his head. We had a whole bunch of people here. We all died because whoever was in charge here left in a very, very swift manner. I think it was related to the war effort, but I'm not sure. This would have been a few hundred years ago at minimum. And so, since then, we've had a couple people come and go, and then more recently, we've been kind of minorly, somewhat subdued which is kind of a pain in the butt because, you know, we're already kind of stuck on this island, but now we're trying to just like express ourselves and have fun and a good time. But every now and again, we've got someone that kind of like comes through here and it just fucks things up. It's very not fun.
Wait till the next one.
Fair enough. I think I get the situation. You're saying something about service, what you could do for us. What's that all about? So you get a prize? Being part of the stage show?
Well, long story short, with the exception of whoever is in its presence, we haven't really had the opportunity to kind of be free roaming spirits once again. And frankly, that's the closest we're ever going to get to some kind of an afterlife or heaven. Or hell, as some of us deserve. Some of the prisoners start cheering.
So, you guys are free now, or?
Free for the moment. That's the thing. We're trying to get out of this establishment. However, we can't really get out of this island first. Second, if we were, we would need to have some kind of vestige or vestibule or some kind of something in order to get us out. I mean, look.
A jar?
What?
Like a jar?
Sure, like a really big jar. Like a jar that you wouldn't fill with dirt. Like a jar that you would fill with, I don't know, like 80 people. It's a big jar. Although they're really
Boat
condensed
jar.
people. Like a boat jar. Like a boat. Yeah. That would be really dope if we had a boat. We don't got a boat. Every time that any boats come nearby, they always sink. And so, you know, it would be useful to not have one that sank.
Yeah, but we got a boat. I mean, we got here.
Everyone starts cheering and hollering as he just kind of like looks up and is just like, yeah!
I don't know if it's a huge boat. Not that I'm like that. But if we got a boat here, I'm sure we could get another boat.
You know, that's a good point. The other thing is, whoever this presence is, anytime that they come near, it's weird. So, you've seen how we are and our sharky fishy friends and whatnot.
Yeah.
How we swim around and stuff.
Like sharks.
Yeah, like sharks. Big sharks in a little pond. With regards to that, the only way we've been able to like get out of this like cavernous area is either we're in the jail, but we can't like get out of the jail, or we basically are dragged out as sharks, and then we become mindless eating machines, and then from there, no one really knows what happens after we're brought out of this smaller cavern into the larger water.
You got any suspicions, any thoughts?
I don't know what to do.
A man of many words. Truly astounding. What's your secret?
Vegetables.
Vegetables.
Sorry about almost drowning. By the way. I don't know if you remember. You don't remember that. Sorry about almost drowning. And the other one.
Yeah. It's fine. It's just a prank. So what's the deal though? Like we're gonna get out of here, or you only exist in a jail cell or as sharks in that water?
Well, that's where you guys could possibly come in. So, one way we could get out of here is if you figure out whomever is doing whatever to get us as sharks out of this water. I mean, frankly, I don't think being a shark's all that bad. I don't know how about all these other people, but some of us might want to, you know, stick it to the thin life, and some of us might not want to. Kind of depends, hit or miss. Guess they never miss. But what I will say, is that for those that don't want to continue to be sharks, we would definitely have to get onto a boat, and we would need some kind of vessel or jar or the like. I will say, a lot of you, no offense, could be filled a little bit better. You want to smuggle a couple of friendly ghosts around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want us to bring you with us?
Mostly.
Yeah, that's alright. Well, yeah, alright, it's fine. Yeah, we'll do that.
Alright.
What do we get out? What's the contract? What do we get out of this?
Well, for one thing, you'll have a bunch of ghost friends. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's never gone wrong in any movie. You don't know what movies are. It's never gone wrong in any show or play
Okay.
or society or
No.
book
Ever.
or newspaper
Sounds right.
or calling
Sounds right.
or telephone play, radio. Nailed it. Anyway, so you have a bunch of ghost friends. That's always kind of fun. And then on top of that, we would be indebted to a lot of you if you were able to get us out of here. The other thing is that, in addition to that, I mean, it's nice to do a nice thing.
You're right.
Look, we've been here for hundreds of years. We're losing our goddamn mind. Please, for God's sakes. All of them. All the gods. Every single one of them. Well, maybe not all of them. Most of them. Especially death-related ones. They would be very appreciative. Probably. There's a lot of
What
gods.
do you think, Zion?
Of different things.
So friend a bunch of ghosts?
I want to make ghost friends.
He's like,
Let's make big
poking you with his
decisions on
elbow.
behalf of the
Like
rest of the
that.
party while we're here.
Let's do it.
Alright, we got a deal.
Hey! Everyone starts cheering and clapping. Like, yeah! You will not regret it. So, first order of business is let's see how many of us can fit in one of you. There's no way to make that sound better. I assure you, but trust me.
Is there
It could be a lot
comfort
worse.
to
I
this?
felt like
feel
we were
this?
just
Maybe.
just single.
It could be uncomfortable. It could not be. I don't know. We'll find out.
Start over here.
Start
Start with the pint glass.
Alright, the half pint measure. Let's go. And then he just like flies straight into you.
Do I-
Zion, go ahead and roll charisma.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey! This boy's charismatic.
That's 20.
You don't have dice?
Ayo.
Oh, I just.
Can I use my screwed up ones today? You might have another left for me.
Basically, after this larger purple one kind of flies into Zion, you see Zion basically like, I don't know how best to describe it than like if there was someone inside of a balloon like punching different parts of the balloon,
Oh, you can see
but
that.
like it's his body. It doesn't hurt, but it's real funky to look at, and it's especially weirder to feel as you're kind of getting shoved around your own insides. That said, his head pokes out from beside your neck and goes, "Hey guys, I made room! Hop on in!" And then another 20. And then another like 10. You're starting to feel really, really full, like physically, and it's starting to get a little hard to breathe. You're just like, you can actually see like his body looks like he's literally like getting fatter as this keeps going on, and he just keeps swelling up like bubbling all over and just growing more chins.
Alright guys, we might, maybe too many in Zion.
Hold on, 5 more. Bump, bump, and just like scoots his arm over just a touch. Alright. Okay, just kidding. 4 more. And then 4 more come in. He's like, alright, we're good.
Is that everyone inside of one person?
No, there's still another 40. But hey, we got a lot in here.
Clown car.
You can hear like very faintly as you say that, you hear like, move over, hey, I need room. Just kind of echoing out of his ear.
That's a sentence.
And then I'll be like,
Can you hear? Move over. Yeah, I
hey,
think
it's
you're going out
my
of this.
turn. Come on in.
Roll charisma.
Yay. So
Just
easy.
whatever on my jacket. Is Charlie still there?
Hey Charlie, you still there?
So 17.
17? Nice. Zion, big purple guy, flies out of you and into Toes. And you get to watch everything that happened to you happen to him. Pum, 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 pum. You see him stick his head out and he's like, oi, good. Just letting you know, there's a lot less room in here. He's got a very dense bone structure. I blame the horns. Flies back in, and then a bunch of people start flying in. You get a total of 17, one of them being Big Macho Man.
So there's some left behind?
There are still some left behind.
How do they look?
Disappointed. They got the short straw. You look over, they have a bunch of straws, and they're all long and short.
Straws. Don't worry, we got plenty of bodies going around.
With your second chin. We got plenty of mine. You're looking more like George Lucas than you are Toes.
Great direction.
Yeah, there we go. So that's what's kind of happening with the two of you. Meanwhile, Slaker, Spiart, and Twiggy, a lot of you are kind of booking it down this stairway. As you do, it kind of turns to the right, and it starts to kind of turn more into a ramp of sorts, like less stairs, more smooth surface. And as you keep going, you can see like further on down, there definitely does seem to be a shadow of some sort that kind of is beating you at the turn, and it just seems to kind of like continue spiraling down a little bit until eventually you make it to the end of it, and it looks like it is kind of just going into a larger cavern area. When you see this, you notice that there's a little bit of dirt. To your left, there's a very large opening, and to your right is deeper into the cave. What do you guys do?
I immediately start walking right.
I whisper, let's get out of here.
Further into the cave?
Yes.
Okay. You turn to the right and start going
It's
into
the
the cave a
wrong
little
way.
bit. Slaker. Roll charisma for me.
Shoot.
Meanwhile, Twiggy and Spiart, the two of you, go ahead and roll roll perceptions for me.
10?
10.
Alright.
Mr. Stallone is joining.
I have advantages on being charmed or frightened.
Charlie, can you type what your roll is? I think that might be the easiest way to know what number you get. Hey.
Bless you.
Thank you, sir. Alright, so 10, 10, and 8.
And I have advantage on being charmed or frightened in this state.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, Slaker, you hear very loud rhythmic footsteps kind of echo in your skull.
Kind of like what we heard going into the cave.
No,
Oh.
it's more echoey. Meanwhile, Twiggy and Spiart, the two of you are kind of at the bottom, and Spiart is so kind of concerned looking left and right, trying to figure out which way to go, that he kind of misses it. But Twiggy, you can kind of see in the dirt on the ground, you can see kind of a trail of footsteps kind of head further in that seem more recent than what appears to be lots of remnants of footsteps that have kind of been kicked around and about.
How big do they look?
Like maybe a size 18 shoe.
What is that relative to
Sizable.
mine?
Either way, it's pretty big.
Okay. I mean,
Minimum.
you sure we want to keep going this way?
I turn to Twiki and say,
Aren't you carrying me?
yes. I say with wide eyes, the footsteps are in my head.
I don't know what that means. They're on the ground. I can see them.
You remember when we first went into this cave? How you were like this little baby sissy scared of the noises?
Well, I think that's a little rude, but yes.
The noises are in my head.
Well, now I'm scared of you. Can you
I
put
thought
me
you
down?
wanted food.
What?
What'd you say?
I want to hear say.
Charlie? Sniping.
I just need to make a noise so that we know to pause when he's typing.
That's fair. I thought you wanted food.
I want to get out of here, so we should find Hinata and get out. Or I could wait outside for you guys.
I don't see what food has to do with.
Maybe I'll wait outside.
You're still in my arms.
Yeah, I know. I could get down.
You guys hear a very loud boom, thunk, and then you hear a very loud clang, thump, echo from further into the cave.
Sounds like Hinata. Let's go get some food. And I start walking.
Hinata is not food.
Well, I'm not leaving till I find Hinata, so
Hinata's still not food.
That was probably him.
alright, so you guys continue down towards the right.
Guess so.
As you do, you see further into the cave, it looks like when you kind of turn around one of the bends of it, there seems to be a couple of stalactites and mites, and then a couple of really large ones that are just in front of you. As you kind of turn more towards the left following this bend, you hear a very loud metallic crack behind you.
Behind us, where we just came from.
Yeah.
Spiart?
Spiart's like right next to you. He goes, metal?
That wasn't you?
He was standing right next to you. He wasn't like,
I'm going to
Behind.
walk backwards. Like tiptoe backwards.
okay. Tip, toe, tip, toe.
Any
Full
faster?
perception. Charlie, Spiart goes, metal, let's get some. As you guys are like tiptoeing backwards, what are your perception rules?
I have a blue die over there. You could get that for me at some point.
My perception roll too?
Yeah, because she's holding it.
Yeah.
10.
14.
Cool. So, so Slaker, even in orc form, is not a small fellow.
No.
Slaker's quite big.
Yes.
Behind Twiggy, you notice, but she doesn't. As she's walking backwards, you're over here just kind of like looking in the direction, and you go, as there's just this large, towering, muscular mass.
Slaker, stop backing up.
Thunk.
Oh, you went too far.
And what looks to be this very large, very masculine form with rather like average clothing, but definitely much larger, with a almost kind of anvil-shaped head is right next to you.
Say, you like wine? And I hold up my bread cup with wine in it.
You get a very loud.
I'll take that as a no. We should run.
I'm gonna run.
Spiart pulls out some daggers.
Good luck.
Alright, so the two of you are running.
We run in Spiart.
Spiart, what are you doing as they kind of run past you in a way?
Crack.
Crack.
Roll the hit. He's attacking you.
I know how this is.
Just her face.
Okay, it's like I'm just come across that.
14 to hit.
I don't know if that's actually fun.
I like this one. Roll up a new character. That would entirely be your fault.
So, Slaker, you're preoccupied with running. Twiggy, you look behind Slaker's shoulder, and you see
There's advantages to running like this.
Yeah. We can see both ways.
what you see is basically you see Spiart just kind of like I like to compare it to like Hulk and Thor Ragnarok, where it's just like big monster,
Oh no!
just like charge and jump at him with two daggers, and basically he falls a little bit short and then tries to stab, and then it grabs his arm and then just throws him down the corridor. Well, let me rephrase that. He grabs his arm and then with one fist holding his arm, the other fist punches him down the corridor over your guys' shoulder further. It goes smack against the wall. He's at 1 HP. Oh my god.
I'm gonna run up to him, set down Twiggy, scoop him up, and keep running.
Slaker scoops you up and keeps running while Twiggy is left to walk behind.
I'm running.
Just walking like crap.
Yeah, well,
Run,
I got
run,
sat down. I'm like, this guy's fun. You're gonna be kidding. I'm running.
So anyway, where do you guys run?
Away.
In further into the cave, I guess.
Okay,
It's on the
as you're
opposite.
going further into the cave, who's most in front? Probably
I'm carrying
you, yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, you're still conscious until you hit 0 HP. You wanted to know. So you go ahead and roll perception with advantage. Roll with advantage.
Oh, thank you. 19.
19. Hey. So you actually, as you go further in, you recognize this part of the cave where those large stalagmites and tights are. You know that that's the smaller corridor that leads up into the larger, like, nicer bit where the bathroom and storage room and stuff is.
Yeah, great.
The other way is a lot of messy dirt and the larger cavern entrance that leads to the beach and all the really fine sand.
To the bathroom!
Alright, you turn over, you turn and start running up the corridor to get up to the bathroom. Twiggy, what are you doing?
To the bathroom! I'm following.
You're being carried by Slaker at the moment. Do you want to try to not be that way? He said get up and start limp slash running away. But I'm like, you're being carried.
He has to put his way out. You need opposing strength checks.
No, they picked you up. Slaker dropped, Twiggy picked you up and started running.
For opposing strength checks, I legit got an at 20.
Okay.
Of course.
If it comes to that. Because my dice don't care if it matters to
I'll
me.
make this one. Oh, thank you. I didn't hear that part, is what he said. He says, oh, thank you.
Oh, great. What a waste. Can that roll over? Ha! Roll.
I get it.
Shit, thanks for the ride, is what he says.
You're welcome.
Alright, so, you book it up towards the top of the stairwell, kind of ramp-ish thing into the hallway. That said, here's the hall. There's some of these like small tables on either end, and then there's a shit ton of doors. There's 6 different ways, and then there's the stairwell at the very end of the hallway.
Yep.
You can hear the thunk, 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 thunk. This one sounds familiar, not like the weird echoing one that we heard for a second, following behind.
What do you mean familiar? Like what we heard earlier?
The one that you heard a while ago that you guys were like, oh my god, we have to be really quiet thing.
Okay.
That thunk, thunk, thunk.
I'm going to run back into the second bathroom. See, hope the door's still there.
Do you know which way that was?
That was in the guest room, right?
Alright, you go into the guest room.
Yes.
I don't know what the second bathroom is.
She
anymore,
books
do
it.
you?
Basically, she just books
I don't
it
think
into
it
the
was ever
hall.
properly described to me where the second bathroom door was.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
I know. He's coughing up blood. What the fuck is humming?
Do you know where the second bathroom is?
You're in the guest room now. What you can see, there's the 3 different beds. There's a couple of like wardrobes, and then there's a door that leads to the bathroom.
Okay, I leave the guest room.
Like back where you came from. All right,
Sure,
you're back into the
yes.
hall. Twiggy, where are you in this? Are you just following Slaker?
Sweet.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to start trying to get out of the cave, so I would have ran back towards the stairs, I guess.
Where's the second bathroom?
Which stairs?
The ones I was hiding under?
You mean where the hidden door was?
Yeah.
That's where Big Scary was. Was in that direction.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me see the map again.
So, this.
I don't get.
So there's.
Does this one make sense? This feels like a weird version of Skull Like Here.
Lower my bottle. I'm really funny.
Doesn't look very well plastic.
Alright. So, you guys were going from here over this way. You turned around, big scare,
Okay.
and then you started running this way. Slaker booked it this way.
Well, I guess I'm following. So
Okay.
I would have gone that way too.
Okay, so are you just following her all the way up and then into that guest room?
As misguided as it is, yes.
Okay. So basically, the two of you, you guys hear the thump, thump, thump behind you. Slaker kicks the door open and like starts to like walk in and then goes, "This isn't the bathroom," and then turns around to book it the other way and then bumps into you and you both collapse onto the ground.
Hiker!
Where's the second bathroom?
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Can you get off of me first and I'll show you?
I get off.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Go,
It gets
second
louder and
bathroom.
louder.
Okay, I run to where I think the second bathroom.
I scoop up Speart.
Okay, roll wisdom, because I don't know if you remember where it is.
Trust me, I do. No, just kidding.
Do you?
Well, I got a 23.
Okay.
Yes.
You remember it being in like the storage room area.
Okay. I guess I know that. Yeah.
Okay, so she starts booking it to the other end of the hall. Behind you, you hear a loud "Kong," and
Go hurry!
like passing glance over your shoulder, you can see that this like wall area where you guys came up from down there has just like closed off, and it's now actually just the end of the hall now. Like it's not an open passage.
Uh-oh.
We're safe.
We're trapped.
There's windows.
You don't know what a window is.
They're like
Yeah,
this,
I do.
they're like this big windows.
They're windows. I don't care. There's a way outside.
Anyway, so you guys book it over to
I
the
just
storage
stay there
room
7
area.
days until I can become a halfling and squeeze through the window.
Oh dear.
I don't think the halfling could fit through that window.
Eat Speart in the process.
No. We're not.
I don't think you can eat Spiart in the process. Alright, I'm just gonna get markers because I think it'll make life easier.
I drank this so fast I haven't had anything to eat today.
Alright,
Is that rice bowl?
Spiart, what is your initiative? Oh, he says something. Shit, I can't hear anything. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Spiart, tell me what your initiative is, and then the two of you, can you roll initiatives for me?
How do you mod it?
-10. What's your initiative?
It's next to armor class.
10.
Yeah.
So you get no
And
mod.
0.
What?
You get no mod.
Oh, okay. 19.
19? Okay. And then, Spiart, what's your initiative? It's next to health and armor class. Okay. So what's your initiative? While you're carrying him, the two of you roll perceptions.
18.
What's your initiative score? It's by armor class and health in the middle of your character sheet.
22 on perception.
22. What'd you get, Slaker?
18.
18? Okay. Alright. Waiting for him. Trying
This
to do
music
a fun
needs some
thing.
help.
Huh?
This music needs some help.
Yeah. What's your dex mod?
I don't know. Both of them.
Not any of the smaller skills, just the straight stat dexterity. What's the mod? Cool. Okay. Roll a d20 and tell me what that number is.
I'm ready.
Aliens.
I'm ready.
Also for initiative, write that you have a 9. So that it's on your sheet. Alright.
Oh, table.
Your initiative was
11.
11. What's your dex mod?
2.
Okay. So, Emily, pick a color.
Purple.
Alright, you're purple. Pick a color.
Blue.
Blue.
I'm in
Okay.
my blue form.
And then, Charlie, pick a color between pink, orange, and brown.
I was just gonna say 2 of the 3. I'm sorry. Pick a color between red and brown. Yellow?
Yellow. Is that between them or is it?
Which
You're
drink?
trapped.
I'm
Which
telling you,
direction
pick
are we
a color
going?
between pink, orange, and brown. Your initiatives determine what color you get to pick, or who gets to pick a color first. It's for the maps.
That would be, yeah, red. Wait, which
Charlie
one
is
did I
pink.
roll? Oh. Spirit's pink. Spirit. Spirit.
Spirit.
So
Flaker.
It is Sparta.
Twiggy. Alright, cool. So until otherwise stated, I'm gonna say Spiart, you're where Slaker is until you fight to not be held by Slaker. Or Slaker drops you.
Alright.
You okay?
His internet is gone. Is what he was saying. Quack, quack. I'm sorry, dude. Alright. So, you guys are up here next to the guest room. Here's the big bad.
Oh, he's trapped in with us.
Yeah, he shut the door.
We're trapped.
Thunk.
Oh.
Where do you go?
Up the stairs.
You're booking it all the way that way?
Twiggy!
What?
Twiggy, where's the second bathroom?
I think it's in here.
She points this way.
I go that way.
Alright.
I'm gonna use my action to
Hold
dash.
We should probably stop yelling.
With a dash, you can make it to the door. Purple. Twiggy, are you following?
Yeah.
Are you dashing?
Yes.
Alright, you guys are in front of the door. Big scare it. You are in Slaker's arms. In the hallway, there's not really anywhere to hide yet. So, you guys go from here to here. It goes from here to here. So it's a little bit faster than you are, and it's gaining on you.
That's not good. Okay.
Into the storage room?
Yeah,
Is
because
that
I'm
what
gonna
this-
pull out my shield.
The second bathroom is?
I think so.
So,
That's where I remember it being. But it also just sort of
okay.
confused.
So the two of you are just inside the storage room. Charlie, as far as the storage room goes, if you're trying to hide somewhere, there's under the stairs, there's a cupboard like right next to the door. There's a couple of crates that if you manage to like get open, you might be able to jump in, or you can run into the other rooms that are connected. If you can hear that, I'm assuming you can. What do you guys do?
I pull out my shield.
The second bathroom in there?
You see the area around where second bathroom was, except where that door should be, there is a wall.
How did the second bathroom appear?
I don't know, that's why I ran and came to tell you that they went missing and the door appeared.
Spiart tries to get out of your arms and hide in the cupboard.
I'll let him, that's fine.
Okay.
What else in the storage room? Can't see it, so.
You're good. Here.
What are those lines?
That's just where the door swings open or
No,
closed.
not there. On the other stairs.
That's the outline for underneath the stairs. Spiart jumps out and jumps in the cupboard and hides.
I'm gonna go under the stairs
Okay.
and start, like, tapping very quietly on the door.
And there's like boxes
door?
and stuff?
Like the door was.
Okay.
But, like, I'll use.
For context, this is the bottom of the stair, this is the top of the stair. Over here, there's not even stairs, it's just
Yeah, I'm
ceiling.
gonna go and, like, kind of tap and then hide under the stairs.
Tap, tap.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Twiggy, what are you doing?
Can I hide in one of the boxes?
The closest one is this one, which is open. Other than that, none of them seem to be open. There's the keg that had a bunch of wine in it that's empty. Those are your kind of two choices for open things, unless you're trying to open one.
I guess I'll get into the open one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Slaker's gonna say, just remember, be very quiet.
Shh. Okay, we'll stealth at disadvantage.
No, I meant to say that quietly.
Yeah, we'll stealth at disadvantage. You guys managed to go into your respective places. Twiggy roll stealth, and Spiart roll stealth. You cannot get HP from food.
What'd you get?
I got in that one.
I'm so sorry. Is there chocolate?
Wish.
Nice. All right.
What?
So, in comes the big guy. He kicks the door that you guys walked in through wide open, and it smacks into the side of the cupboard and kind of rattles this one a little bit. That said, he takes a minute to scope out the room, and then basically charges straight at your box.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna pull up the generator because I think that's gonna be easier.
If there was a door, we would be fine. We'd be gone. Out the back side of the cave. See, Slaker knows what's up.
It's kind of weird how the sound came from that direction, though. That loud shutting sound. Earlier, when there was a loud metal.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. Twiggy,
Yeah.
take 12 damage
Oh.
as it basically, like a bull, charges into your box and sends it splittering into a bunch of pieces. You're kind of now in the center of the room because you kind of get flung from it.
Okay, I pull out my spear.
Okay.
And I just look at it with my spear out. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna attack, but if
Okay.
it comes at me, I will.
Okay, it's coming at you.
I know, but as it runs at me, I'm just gonna put it so that it runs into it. I'm gonna try.
Okay. What do I call that? I'll call that a ready to action. So go ahead and roll the hit with a +2.
16?
16?
Yeah.
No. You basically try to spear at it, and it just kind of, almost gingerly, it just kind of stomps up to you. Do I have a sharp object nearby? Hold that like a spear. It basically walks up to you and just goes.
No crap.
As you're trying to spear at it, you're just kind of yeah.
Oh, great.
Take another 6 damage as you go flying across the room.
Not good.
Yeah.
Like 3.
And you run into those barrels at the far end of the room. What do you do?
Hide.
Where?
Behind them? Behind the barrels?
Behind the barrels?
Yeah.
Roll stealth at disadvantage. It's rolling perception at advantage because it's kind of staring right at you.
Hey, it's worth a shot.
Okay.
Roll what? Stealth?
Stealth. Twiggy is rolling stealth. What do you do?
I'm just
Let
letting
me die.
Okay. Huh?
10.
10?
Yeah. I saw my spear out.
Okay. Can you tell me oh no, I'm wrong with that. You have your spear out and you duck behind the barrels.
Yes.
And your spear's poking out a little bit above the barrel.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of shovel scoops the barrels out of the way. So now you're just kind of stuck in this corner with the two barrels.
Okay.
Alright. Spiart and Slaker.
Yeah.
Slaker, you can actually see all of this kind of taking place. Spiart, you can hear loud crashing and thudding and out in front on the other side of the cupboard door. What do you guys do?
Raiding my sheep real fast.
Okay.
Am I allowed to enable reckless rage frenzy all at the same time? Reckless attack,
I think technically they're both bonus
rage,
actions.
and frenzy.
I don't know if reckless attack is bonus or free. That's my only. Raging is a bonus.
This is just copied straight from the thing.
Okay, yeah, that's free.
And frenzy.
You can. Is that what you're doing?
So okay, hang on. If I do that, I just need to speak out loud because my brain's not working.
Okay.
If I do that, I have advantage on strength saves, and I get a +2 to the damage. I get advantage when attacking it, and I can make a second attack as a bonus action.
Okay.
Yes? All at the same time? Also, if I come from behind the stairs, would it technically be flanked for an advantage anyway?
No, because she's not technically in melee
Okay.
because she's behind the barrels.
Cool. If you say that's fine, then I'll do that. If there's a technicality I'm overseeing, let me know.
You have to declare you're attacking recklessly before you do it.
Yes.
That's about it.
okay.
Spiart is still hiding.
Which I very much am. So yeah, I'll go into a reckless frenzy rage.
Okay.
So I get advantage on attacks, right?
You can get halfway to it.
What? How big is this room?
Relatively.
Oh.
You're technically a little bit closer, but you're not in melee.
Yeah.
Well.
I don't know if that changes anything.
I mean, I still have javelins, right?
You do.
That doesn't do anything. Can I see the room again? I'm gonna take back my reckless rage frenzy because I didn't realize on technicalities I was not that close.
Well, I don't have a grid. That doesn't help.
I
either.
know. That's what's frustrating. Not frustrating, difficult.
I have a grid on the other side, but it's too big.
I'm just gonna like quietly tap on the door, see if it'll open up.
Alright.
Wherever it was, give me to roll stealth.
Roll a d20.
13.
Hmm?
13. Aww.
Uh-oh. Tink, tink, tink. You manage to like tap and it's like nothing, 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 and then it echoes a little bit. It looks right at you.
Good. This is good. It's gonna knock down the wall for us.
We'll see.
Anyway, so
Is it possible to hold movement until, like, I'll just hold my ground until it charges at me and then like dodge out of the way?
you
So
can
that it
try
hits the
that.
wall.
You can try that.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Okay. From where you're standing right now?
No. I'm gonna stand right in front of the hollow part of the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is
What do you think of that theater?
Might be okay. I don't know.
Okay.
When you have to, I don't know,
Alright.
how fast it's
I don't know. They've been
Twiggy.
on sale for a while, but it's gonna better.
You see it stop what it's doing and turn around. What do you do?
Thank God. I just watch. I don't know what it's doing, and I don't want to anger it, so I'm just gonna watch and see what
Just like,
happens. Yeah.
alright. It starts charging towards you.
Uh-huh.
Roll dex. To get out of its way.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Cool. I have advantage. That is a modded 20.
Okay. You manage to duck out of its way.
Does it take the wall down?
No.
Ugh.
It's solid stone and metal. It's really hard to.
The wall?
Yeah. It leaves a little dent. Well, a little. It leaves a sizable dent.
The door
Some
doesn't
dust
open?
comes. No. Oh, no. It's a good idea, though.
Thank you.
Yeah. It, I don't think you guys actually got enough time to know what kind of door that is. Anyway.
Nope.
Twiggy, this is what you see. It books it across the room.
Okay.
What do you do?
I don't know, can I charge at it with my spear while it's turned away from me?
I mean, you can if you'd like. As far as things go, you can get about here, or, I mean, you could go through the door. Both of those are options.
I guess I'll go through the door.
Okay.
I could come back without maybe.
Alright, Twiggy. So you managed to. Yeah, there we go. Twiggy, you managed to get through the door. Slaker, roll perception.
Regularly?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a 3.
What?
Where do you go? What do you do?
What do you mean? I thought I went out into
You
the
made-
hallway. Which
That
door
was
was
not.
it?
That was the bathroom door.
Oh. Okay. So I'm in the bathroom?
The first bathroom.
The bathroom?
Yeah, the actual bathroom.
I go out into the hall?
Okay, so you just start making your way that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And Slaker, what was your perception? 3?
3.
Okay. You kind of are so busy kind of picking yourself up that you turn around and it's just kind of gone.
The monster?
Yeah. You hear the loud thud, thud, thud as it kind of almost shakes the room, but it's not in the room anymore. Twiggy, roll perception.
Sorry. I tried.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Helpful. Um, 14.
14?
Perception? Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you hear the door crash behind you. What do you do?
Can I cast Thunder Wave at it?
Sure, you can try.
Okay. I don't really know how to do it.
Alright, figured that out. Charlie, what are you doing? It sounds like it left the room because there's a loud crash and then the footsteps are gone.
I don't know, it doesn't say that I have to do anything specific to cast it.
So, what's your spell save DC?
It is 14.
$16?
14.
14. And that is a dex save. That's in the spell of the description of the spell.
For whoever I'm aiming it at, you mean?
Yes.
Oh,
They have
it's
to-
Constitution.
Constitution?
Saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, it beats that. That's a nat 20. It gets advantage on that.
Of course.
Anyway, so it still takes half damage, if I'm correct, and gets moved back. Or no, it doesn't move, but it takes damage.
Yeah, half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Half damage, not pushed.
Yeah.
Roll the damage.
Okay.
Slaker,
Yeah.
what are you up to?
I'm gonna try and figure out how to open this door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception. Or investigation.
Are you sure it can't
I'm counting
be
it as combat, so you get
perception?
6 seconds of trying to look.
You sure it can't be perception?
Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure. This is an intelligence thing, not a wisdom thing. Yeah. You're trying to figure out is it push? Is it pull? Those are the doors you know. Why is it not one of these two things? He pushed really hard.
Thanks.
Spiart runs straight towards you.
Spiart!
Out of the cupboard. Oh my god.
Open the door, Spiart!
I'll stall at disadvantage.
Oh my god. 8 damage, Jordan.
8?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
19. When it doesn't matter.
It's Spiart. You can yell that perfectly fine.
Spiart! My dice hate me. Are you gonna behave now, Slaker dice?
Nope, Slaker dice.
I use my own personal dice instead of my Slaker dice. I'm so upset.
Alright.
Maybe it's because I don't have Slaker on his purse.
Twiggy!
Go again.
No.
I'm gonna die.
What was your stealth?
19.
19. With disadvantage? Nice.
Yeah, it was a 15 and a nat 20.
Well done. Twiggy!
Hey,
It's looking right at you. And it charges.
I don't like that.
What's your AC?
11?
Okay. Take 6 damage
That's not a washing machine.
and you go flying into you kind of demolish the cupboard on the other side of the room.
And I'm not very conscious.
Okay.
Yeah, you just sent me snap.
You're KO'd.
Yeah.
Figured
Yep.
out in the rock was something super low. And I'm like,
There you go.
Please.
You and Spiart hear a loud crash, crumbling sound come from the other room.
Has Spirit figured out how to open the door yet?
No.
No.
Roll investigation.
I'm gonna wait to see if Spirit does before I decide what to do.
Okay.
That's fine. Right, it's still the same action round.
Yeah. And it's because my speakers are really blown. Yeah, not so funny now. 6. No. Neither of you have any idea how to open the door. And there was a loud crash in the other room. And loud thumps and footsteps. It sounds like it might be coming this way.
Spirit, you get the barrels. I'll get the stairs. Try and find it while you hide. And then I'm gonna hide.
Try and fight it.
Find. Find.
Find it while you hide.
Yeah.
Okay. He looks back and he's like, we have to find Hinata.
Just hide your stanky ass.
Sniper learns new things.
I like it from Hinata.
From Hinata.
Do I need to roll stealth to hide?
You know, because you don't get that far.
Talking's a free action!
It is.
But it has
But it's noisy.
consequences.
It has consequences. So basically, while the two of you guys are talking in like hushed whispers with each other, you hear the loud crash, 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 and you're like, figure out how to go through. We have to find Hinata. How high will you try to figure it out? You see the door on the opposite side of the room. You hear thud, 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 and then you see the door gingerly be opened, and then it steps through, and then spots you from across the way.
Can I try and dodge again?
Sure.
I assume I didn't get out from in front of the door. Because I'm still standing in front of the imaginary door. Yes?
You're in the same area.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get him to ram into it again.
Okay.
Seemed to work last time. Get it! Get it!
Alright. So you're readying a dodge action. And then
So,
he
Ow.
is doing something over here.
$1 to Belby.
Amanda saw your Facebook post. God damn it.
To the group.
Yeah.
Charlie, I'll show you at some point later. Holy
Charlie's not
shit.
in the group yet?
No, I haven't added him. I need to. Anyway, so Slaker, you're readying an action, and it starts charging at ya, and roll dex.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Well, I rolled the same thing both times.
Nice.
19.
19?
Yeah.
It runs into the wall, but boom. Yeah, again, it doesn't budge the wall.
If the turn order works so that I can take my turn right away, I'd like to.
Yes.
It does?
Yeah. What do you do?
I want to just. You know. I will do the Rage Reckless Frenzy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get advantage on my attack.
Okay.
Thank goodness. I rolled a 2 and an 18. So that would make a 25 to attack.
$25
Mm-hmm.
hits. Roll damage.
Damage is D12. Strength. That's 16, and then with my bonus action, I will take the frenzy.
Need that.
That was 16, and with my bonus action, I'll take the frenzy attack.
You can't. You're raging.
You said I could do that last time.
But then you didn't.
No, I retracted the rage frenzy, whatever, last
Yeah.
time.
So you don't get the bonus action because it takes a bonus action.
Oh, I
rage.
see, I see. Last time I thought you said I could do that all and get the bonus action. That's
No,
fine.
the rage is the bonus action. I wasn't sure if
understand
reckless
that now.
was. Yeah.
Okay, so never mind, I won't frenzy. 16, and then how far away can I get with my action?
With your
my
movement?
yeah.
30.
Show me on the map.
Roughly speaking, at the edge of these barrels.
Can you do that without your hand being in the way?
Two roll dots. That's
Okay.
about like how far you get.
I can't make it to the back side of the barricades?
No. If you roll, you might get on top. That's
For a
about
second, I thought you were just reading it that fast.
Oh, no. I was looking through the other direction. I was like, where am
I'm like, hot damn,
Okay.
I?
I like the mental image of you going, stab, sprint.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll just run to the bottom side.
Charlie, if you were to run into the cupboard, you're in viewing distance of it. Alright, so you're just booking it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yup. We took all the batteries off there.
Oh, already? Oh.
I don't know where the batteries go.
Oh, that's
So he gets advantage, but I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Okay.
And I get advantage on my strength saves.
Okay.
Oh, it's very first one. Okay.
Turning backwards.
Depending on what happens next, he may not hit you.
Oh,
Depending.
okay.
I'm waiting for what Charlie does. In the meantime, I think quick break.
Okay.
Then I'll respond with what happens with that.
Have you guys dealt damage to it yet?
I tried.
No.
I dealt 8
I dealt
with
16.
my thunder wave. I could have dealt
Maybe
16
I'll do
if he didn't roll in that 20.
For some reason, I just read your shirt with the Simpsons theme song.
The Avengers. It has that font to it, actually.
Yeah.
Either that or Cat in the Hat.
It's really dead inside. Just.
So the show, which by the way you can come also, it's half alive. They just dropped a new album. The show is a Tuesday night.
It's this concert that the 3 of us were talking about going to.
The show is Tuesday night at 8. So like not a lot of sleep for a Wednesday workday.
Tell me about it.
Just so you know.
He's like, I attempt to open the door. I'm like, it's right there. So we'll see what happens with that.
Uh-huh.
And then I think we will cut back to Zion and Toes.
Good. Because I also that was a good.
There's a creek coming.
The sound of my people. Yeah, do it faster. Oh. It's so pleasing, just the faster you go.
But the arpeggio.
RPG what?
Boom, 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 boom.
Wait, that again.
Bum, 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 bum. It's not working very well.
Thanks, David. What is the top 20 on those ones?
He's casting Scorching Ray on Big Scary.
The
Anyway.
kindergarten class puts on 2001: A Space Odyssey.
This is very entertaining.
I never knew that everything was falling through. I needed Eight seconds.
I don't get this. What's overtime? Is this a football song? This guy's in over his head.
I come here for the football music.
I can't hear for the football music.
Alright, so, cutting back to the two of you. The two of you are now full to the brim of ghosts. And you're like kind of underwater-ish. There's kind of like, if you look over where you guys kind of came in, you can see just a faint glow where there's that kind of barrier between water and air. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna swim right over to the barrier. Walk/swim.
You're in air right now, so
I'm
there's
in
no
air.
water. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna walk over to
No,
that.
there's a barrier where the water is separated from you guys.
Alright, I'm gonna walk over.
Okay. You kind of almost slosh around in your own body. It's real weird as you're kind of scooting along. Toes, what are you doing?
Follow.
Okay, so the two of you start walking. Everyone is like parting ways, like this is the end of an episode of a TV show or a movie. It's like a real dramatic thing, but it's really silly looking as you just kind of like each of you is at least 100 or 200 more pounds than you were before. That said, you do make it over towards the edge of this barrier. What do you do when you get to it?
I'm gonna like touch it, just trying to like.
Just gently?
Yeah, gently.
Okay, you just kind of, and you kind of flow through it a little bit. Like it's almost like there's not a barrier there at all. It's very weird.
So it's like straight into water kind of thing?
Kinda, yeah.
Alright. You wanna go through? Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to take a first step for man, or elf, gnome kind.
Gnome kind.
Take the person for keep.
2 races, get in the line. About 100 ghosts.
We have feasted well tonight.
We feasted well tonight, is that what you said? We have feasted well. All the ghosts are like,
No.
what do you call it?
You know, I was told to walk into his mouth and then make this again.
Alright, so you just kind of like step forward and into the water, and it turns out fat floats.
Oh, good.
And you just kind of
Sorry about that.
start rising up to the top, and you're just kind of, you know the scene in like Spy Kids 2 where they're in the giant inflatable raft? It's kind of that a little bit.
A weird throwback, but I'll take it.
One's not wrong.
Yeah.
So you just kind of, and you're just kind of on the edge of the shore, or on the edge of the cave wall opposite of the shore.
Is Jan and Faye there?
Jan and Faye are not there.
Bye!
Did you say fire?
I'm looking for Faye.
Oh.
She's trying not to kill herself anymore.
Yeah.
I
know.
Oh.
John, where's your dumbass light? Can't see anything.
As far as things go, like, the area around where you are, previously it was like partially lit through the well up above. Now it's actually kind of dark, as you kind of can look up and see that it's almost night sky straight above. As you guys kind of are floating along, I'm assuming you guys are trying to make your way towards the shore.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll athletics at disadvantage.
Aww.
Disadvantage. Damn, I just rolled a 20.
Me too.
And then a 1! What the fuck?
Oh.
This is the worst fuck. It's like, you want to see God?
You want to see God?
No, it's
Psych.
Psych, you've been played, your soul is mine, you're going to hell. I'm like, come on. But you're so muscular. That you would be God. Come on. You see that pain. That's just like each finger.
Yeah. Just
Monica, if you're curious what happened, Spiart casts Scorching Ray on the monster.
Ghost died.
He rolls to hit, and he misses.
Oh.
And
You know
so
what,
a
at
big
least you made
spark
it to
of
hell.
fire goes
True.
and just
Not
hits the
great
wall
for
and just,
Where the door is?
Speed no one.
No.
Oh.
like, it doesn't melt through, it just disperses on a cool
See that.
rock.
Spiart, you get 1 clap.
It's triggered, it runs it. No. It goes for Spiart. Anyway, so what were those athletics rolls?
At disadvantage, I got 15.
15? Toes?
It's at 1.
Weirdly enough, short, stubby arms and legs compared to your body mass is something you're not used to, but Zion is quite comfortable in. Maybe in a past life or whatever, he's actually able to kind of make his way on over, small baby kicks when he can, and he just starts floating gingerly over to the shore. Meanwhile, you're just kind of like spinning in circles around yourself, trying to like go forward using your right arm, except you just keep turning. Like, if I keep paddling harder, why don't I go forward?
30, I'm like, not going anywhere.
As you continue to very gingerly float your way, Zion, you're maybe like halfway across the pond when the two of you hear a very loud metal kind of echo through the cavern walls a little bit. A few seconds go by as you're kind of like floating there almost in silence with just the soft. When suddenly you hear a very loud and you kind of you just,
Still going in circles.
yeah, you're still going in circles.
I like this image. Some big fight going on.
What, Charlie?
Yeah.
What was that?
Ghost.
I thought it was a sound effect you pulled up for the
Yeah.
scene.
Oh my god.
Charlie, don't take us to the toilet with you.
That cat was just the sweetest.
Oh, yeah.
So such a cuddly mood
Oh yeah.
right now.
No, not right now. Always.
Sometimes he
always
runs
like
away
that.
from me, but like this time
Well,
he
that's
like
when he's on crack. And
He
even
laid
then,
in-
he still wants to be pet. He's just on crack, and so he just sprints circles around the room.
he
Seriously.
laid in front of the door and wouldn't let me open it until I gave him more pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he does that always. He's great. I love that cat.
Excuse me.
You're excused to do what? You did?
No.
I'm trying to point out semantics to somebody that hasn't played D&D. Because for Scorching Ray, how it works is you hurl 3 balls of fire at your target, but he only had 1 roll go through, and so he pasted it, and he's like, this is what happens. And I'm like, so you need to roll 2 more D20s. So that's what he's doing now. He said it doesn't specify, and then I copy pasted where it does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Little fine print.
yeah, that's literally every spell is. All right, so do you have fine print? Because if you do, that's the rule. If you don't, like Wish. Wish is literally the fine print, the rule. It's very much reliant on how much of a dick your DM is to you in that moment. Because you could have a wish where it's like, world peace, yay! Or you can have a wish where it's like, I wish for world peace, and everyone dies. The world is at peace.
Yeah.
Like,
You shouldn't have made a peach. I want all the money. Just for me to be there. Everyone's poor.
so he shoots 2 more rays, and both of them just side completely miss. So,
Good job, sweetheart.
what were the new athletics rolls for you guys?
Oh, there's new ones?
Yeah.
Oh,
So Zion's made it, yes, disadvantage again.
Well, I can only get 1 worse from here. And then I roll a 20.
You can only get 1
I got
word.
a 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I got 11.
Is that with mod? Plural?
Oh, I got
Athletic.
0.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah.
You're like, how the hell do you operate this thing?
I'm asking the ghosts, I'm like, just nudge me.
Just keep nudging me. Roll persuasion. Zion, what did you get? You got 11? Basically, kind of, you just maintain your current momentum and you eventually wash up towards the shore. And just,
And then there should be a 19.
and then you get far enough that you're able to kind of start stepping forward a little bit. That said, now that you're at the shore, go ahead and roll perception for me. And then, Toes, what was your persuasion?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Nice. They very clearly won out, and they're full-heartedly just like, 3, 2, 1, heave! And you basically like skid a little. Heave! Oh! Chink! Tink! Heave! Oh! Tink! Yeah, take 2 damage as you just skid across the water with so much force. That said, the 2 of you have arrived at the shoreline. It doesn't look like Faye or Jan are here. That said, Zion, what do you do in reaction to the noises?
Like, well, I got a perception of 3.
And then your new perception was 3? Yeah. Okay, so you just have the loud crash, and then the that you heard before. That's about what you got, and it kind of echoed through the cave a little bit. Nothing new.
Hello? Who's there?
Those. You hear the loud crash thud stuff, but
Do I hear
no,
the metal
nothing
clanging
new.
stuff? Does it seem related to my previous incident with the creature?
Oh,
Good.
no.
Okay.
Oh, the SpongeBob popsicle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's not something I recognize then.
it's not.
Um,
I mean, it's large metal clanging, but it
So-
doesn't sound like that. It sounds more mechanized, I guess would be the word.
Yeah. Alright. I'm just gonna. Alright, Zion, let's just go through the door. There's like a cave system you haven't seen yet. We'll just follow some noises. I'm pretty just probably yawn falling down or something.
Running right.
Probably
Just yawn, falling.
You can hear that armor anywhere.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, alright, so you guys kind of go over to the large metal door and you're like looking at it before you'd be able to squeeze through. But now it's a problem.
You like prod it open? It's really awkward.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll athletics. Zion, are you helping with that?
I'm gonna assist.
Alright, yeah, go ahead. With the assist, you get an advantage.
12.
12. Alright. With the two of you basically just kind of... it's a mix of you basically using your own body to kind of like wedge yourself in and then just... as the door just slowly groans and creaks open until finally you're able to kind of... Toes is able to squeeze through it, then you're a lot smaller, so you're able to just kind of like... like a penguin. Anyway, so following that, as far as things go, to the left is a large kind of open passageway that leads to the outside. You can kind of feel a little bit of a draft and see the darker sun setting. While to your right, it seems to lead a little bit further into the caves, and then there's some stalagmites and stalactites kind of scattered about. What do you do?
Which way?
I don't know.
Oh no.
We can go look for everybody, or we can go back to the boat and let all these ghosts out.
I want to get these ghosts out.
Alright, we'll be back.
Okay.
To the boat.
Thanks, guys.
Alright, you guys slowly just kind of wander out of the cave, and you're kind of cruising. It's kind of peaceful and chill. There is a little bit of fog that's kind of flowing around and about, but it actually kind of seems to almost clear around where you guys are, as you're kind of just like wandering around full of ghosts. Eventually, what happens is you guys end up making it towards the kind of area that you guys started out at, where there's a little bit of a pier and dock, and then your larger boat. As you guys are approaching, you can see in the distance there seems to be someone sitting in the boat.
Oh.
Oh,
What do you guys do? Oh, hey! So he's
Yeah.
alright. You look over and you see just a fleck of black hair, and someone looks up from her notes and goes, "Oh my god, where the hell have you guys been? I thought we were gonna meet in like an hour."
Yeah, it's like a big old monster in there. Knocked me and Jan unconscious. We're in a well for a good while. We got a lot of ghosts in us. Like in us.
I can see that.
Can't see ghosts. You don't have to keep flexing on me.
It's not even a it's just how I see. Anyway, did you at least write notes about everything? So that we can compare?
Why are you trying not to die?
Yeah. No.
She puts her glasses down and just kind of.
I can tell you what happened. I'm just as
Sure. I'll start writing things down and pulls the glasses back out.
Alright, so I went with Jan to the old shack.
That one? She points in the
Yeah.
direction you guys went.
We went over there. Like a lot of jellyfish monsters and stuff. A lot of like
No, you didn't.
shipwreck.
No, you didn't.
Listen to me. There was at least a big monster.
Okay, that's true. That's concerning.
Jan believes the rest. Don't ruin this for me. And it damaged his shield, and it knocked him unconscious. I was also knocked unconscious, and then we were in a cave, pretty close by, actually, in the big old Skull Mountain.
The direction you guys just came from?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably where everyone else is. We came back because we have all these ghosts to deliver to the ship.
So new questions. You and Jan were together at the warehouse. Where did he go?
So we were all in the well. There's a well
In the
underground.
well. That's where you
Part of
woke
the
up?
cave.
Because you
Yeah.
were knocked out?
Yep.
Yep.
And Faye fell in. Zion pushed her, I guess.
I didn't push her.
Yeah, I don't know. And
Tell
then
the truth, apparently.
sad news to me. Oh, hey, good for you. You know, and at least you're not gonna do that to me.
Faye
And then
fell.
Zion fell in,
And Zion.
and then there was like a bunch of sharks, and then we got sucked into a portal, and the ghosts were pranking us, I guess. And then Zion, we came back.
They seem disreputable folk. She just like looks at your chest weirdly
They've
for a
been here
second.
for 100 years. They just want a boat. Listen, I'm not taking it back there. They're not gonna like it.
I mean, I don't blame them. I bet that's probably a big explanation for some of the weirdness around here. At minimum, like the fog, it's kind of supernatural type stuff. It's not unusual for like graveyards. So, where's Faye? She looks at Zion.
I don't know.
So where did you guys go? Because you guys were going, you didn't go to the warehouse, you went up the stairway to the top of the mountain.
Yes.
Where did what happened?
Well, we went up there, then we went down to some cellars.
Cellar.
Yeah.
You just got up to the top and there was the cellar, or did you go in like the main
Well,
area,
We
or?
went to the top, and there's a clearing, and there's a well, and then we went down to where we found a lunchroom and lunch, and I ate lunch, and we came back up, and Faye got suicidal. Well, the ghost made her suicidal, and then she jumped in.
One of them's laughing at you right now. I just want to acknowledge that. I don't know if you can't see that.
Is he and me?
Yeah. He's got a big grin on his face.
Ripped.
And then Faye jumped down the well because Faye sucks, and then I
believe
came.
That's interesting.
I came after her, and
So then a lot of you were all together
Yeah.
in the well area.
Pre-ghost abduction.
yeah,
Pre-ghost abduction. So what happened following that?
ghost abduction.
Right.
Yeah, but how? What, like, started that, I guess?
Everybody got like really suicide-y, and then
Who?
alright, Faye like doesn't know how to hold her breath, and she's like dunking her head in the water, and then she's like,
Okay.
oh, I don't know what I'm doing, and then she like swam in there, and so then I went in to save her, and then Zion was in there. That was prior to Faye in there. I'm misremembering. Don't worry. So anyway, they're both in the water at one point.
Faye dipped her head, then Zion.
Yeah,
went in?
Zion jumped in and then went in all the way, and then I followed him, and there were sharks, and then we like passed barriers.
Wait, what kind of sharks?
Changing like the ghost sharks. They're the ghosts. Just cut the long story short. It was a prank.
Okay.
Then after the prank, we came out, and then Jan and Faye were gone.
So what happened with the ghost part?
I don't know if we want to talk about it.
Wood.
It's like a cheering, big
Okay.
celebration. Big purple dude came out of Zion.
Yeah. He's new right now.
Yeah.
So with that all, like what followed? What constructed? What happened with that? Was
There
it
were no
just
transactions made.
you? You are a liar.
There's no
Are
transactions.
those real clothes?
No.
I mean, Zion, say it for me.
Is there
Like 3D glasses?
Beautiful.
Props.
You explain it, Zion. Apparently,
glasses are very
They-
her detection's faulty. She thinks everything I say is a lie. It's fucking weird.
There is a big transaction between us and the ghost.
I just said there
Okay,
was
that's
no
it.
transaction.
Okay, so
I grew up with a different dictionary.
that is the best way of saying I'm a liar I've ever heard.
What did you say?
So I grew up with a different dictionary.
That's incredible. Wow. Okay, so what? So are all the sharks, are they still in the pond then?
They're the ghost.
They are the ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. So, if they're stuck in the well, does the well connect to the outside or no?
Yeah. The well connects to the roof, to the courtyard.
To the courtyard, but like to the ocean? Like, does it connect to the ocean at all or no?
Yeah. No. The well doesn't, but the pond underneath does. We don't know how, but it does. Somehow or another. Yeah.
The reason that I'm asking is because the Iron Face, who I still haven't run into or seen or anything like that, Iron Face supposedly like has some connection with a couple of sharks whenever people have had their boat sunk.
Iron Face has an iron face. Am I right? Maybe green
Yes.
eyes?
What?
Green eyes?
No. They're
Huge man.
very large man, but just like an anvil head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy. That knocked me and Jan unconscious.
You don't remember an anvil head.
I don't?
You just remember it being like
A big man.
big metal man, fully metal,
Can I
not
say
just the head.
Okay, can I at least say that big metal man seems familiar? Or is that...
So where was the big metal man then?
the shipyard dock thing, warehouse?
Okay, we should go there.
Just me? Okay.
Unless you guys know where the others are.
No.
Okay.
There was noises back
Okay.
in the caves.
Cool.
Jan,
Yeah, when you guys didn't show up for things, I started to kind of like write things down and started looking around and about without.
Like meeting things, guys.
No, like, well, for one thing, I found a boat that was all messed up on the edge of the shoreline, and then it had a couple of footprints that led further into the caves and stuff. And by a couple, I mean mainly really large ones. And it looked like it was Hanada's boat, which makes me a little concerned, to say the least. And then following that, I ended up, I saw that there was some kind of aftermath of something at the warehouse, because there was a bunch of broken crates and splinters and stuff everywhere. Then it looked like there was another pair of tracks, but they're not the same size. One of them is like massively big, while the other one it's here. And then she basically just kind of just takes the other end of her pen and just draws in the sand. Like, one of them was like abnormally large for a human, and then one of them was almost a giant. And it was a lot more square rather than kind of foot shaped.
Seems like a big old guy.
Yeah, real big, really big.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have more than one pair of tracks that are kind of going around this whole place. So that's what I'm just kind of concerned or interested in, is that we've got ghosts, we have the two pairs of tracks, and then no one has seen anybody else. And then we think that they're just in the jail? Because you guys came out of the cave and the well?
Yeah. Or,
Okay. Tell you what. How about I'll ferry some or all of the ghosts, however many we can. I'll try to ferry some of them out. I'll see if I can get some kind of help. Come back. We wrap this up while you guys go look for your friends?
Anybody wrap this up? What, you just gonna take the ghosts away and come back with help?
Well, hopefully with help. That we should be able to get this sorted.
Can these ghosts ferry a ship by themselves?
No.
Oh.
Looking at it, it looks like they kind of have some kind of weird adversity to water. I don't know why. It might be because they're stuck on the island, or it might be curse related or something like that.
But they were
Both.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, it might be one way they can, one way they can't. I'll find out. Pulls out her pen, just kind of starts leaving a little area of her notepad to kind of start writing things down on.
I wonder how good I feel about you just taking off with the only escape from the island.
Well, that's why I'm coming back with help.
Yeah, by how long? Give me minutes. Give me days.
Well, considering an hour is like 8 for you guys,
8 minutes?
no, not quite. I'm thinking at least by sunrise, I should be able to come back with somebody. At minimum, I'll be able to get like some kind of hired arm or something to help escort or drive a boat. Or maybe 2. I don't know. It kind of depends.
Alright. On one condition that's not really a condition. Can I take the big ghost with me? I feel like he knows the area better. And then when we're done, we'll complete the non-transaction.
I don't see why not.
There we go.
I mean, as far as things go, I don't think I'm going to be able to ferry all of them by myself.
No, see, now if I die, we're both screwed.
Sure.
How about the ghost?
That's actually not a bad idea.
Not the first time I convinced somebody of something. And he has no choice. So let's get.
Alright. And then following that, basically, Purple Ghost flies out of you into her,
You do.
does the weird movie nonsense stuff, and then flies back out and back into you, while most of the ghosts come from you, just, and you just see her just kind of, just like, okay, well, be back by sunrise, hopefully, mainly. That's the goal. If I don't have anybody else, I will be here.
Alright.
Alright, so, which of you boys wants to be interviewed first? you can kind of hear like a little bit of faint cheer and applause kind of come out of her ear a little bit. And then following that, I think we'll end the session. Yay! Woo.
Got some goats in us.
Some goats.
Goats.
It's the best friend you can get inside of you.
Goat?
Goat.
It's true.
There's better friends.
It's like goat yoga.
What, like parasites?
I wouldn't consider those friends.
Emily, what the heck is that photo? Where did you get that? Okay, so let's write down.
I have my sources.
And then
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
So my tiny? Oh.
Yeah.
Except it was so nasal. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out not.
What do we
Even
got
though-
today?
Yeah.
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 Now we're playing a horror game. Survival.
I'm mostly
For
dead.
the feverish. Fittest.
I am not
Fittest.
fittest.
Nah, you want to
I definitely am not. Actually, out of all of us, I don't know who is the fittest. Does anyone go to the gym regularly?
In real life or in the game?
Oh, in
Let's
the
talk
game
about our
it's definitely
characters.
Slaker. Definitely Slaker. Maybe Speart beats him.
I think Jan might. He just carries armor all day, every day.
No.
That's the thing.
Boys rip.
Yup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Alright,
Yeah.
so, for XP,
Oh shit.
Slacker.
Give
Yeah.
me 6,000, just for fun.
Just for fun.
No, but I'll meet you halfway, and by that I mean not even close.
Yes.
At
3,000.
650.
Hey.
650 for you and Zion.
That's pretty good.
And then,
Yep.
for Twiggy and for Spiart, 580, and Slaker, 600.
580?
580.
Because I dealt damage.
I
No.
got some too.
Do math
More for-
now.
Oh, thanks. 300, no, 250 more, and I will level up.
6 more, that would be 4.
Man, I will be so excited if we have a guest next week. That'd be really fun.
Are we D&D next week?
depending on if schedules align. That's the key. Because if I'm able to have guest person come over, then yes. But if not, then we'll just do normal hangout
Okay.
instead.
There's your normal
2 weeks from now,
Ooh.
I have choir re-auditions at 5:30.
Okay, so that would be just
Not a
regular
problem, most
hangout.
likely.
Not a big
2 weeks from now.
Yeah,
Okay.
because next week would be D&D, 2 weeks would be the other week because I'm switching it.
Okay, so next week's D&D.
Next week D&D again. Alright, if I'll keep everyone posted if that doesn't. Is this water or is this empty?
It's water.
Oh, it's empty water. Okay.
Bye, David.
Alright, bye y'all.
Bye.
Bye, drive safe, all the drivers.
All that jazz. Chicago? Nick's over here like ceiling fan.
There's not even. There's not.
No, but it's my joke. Never mind. David would get it.
Okay. Is it because it's scary suit?
No.
I'm gonna
Just
turn off
that
the
one
camera.
time I was very ceiling fan. Bye.